Ready and okay. There's my audience. Beautiful, beautiful audience. Okay.
And now go.
I have to turn it this way. I can't see. Forgot to turn it the other way.
I can see if I can see.
Okay, I forgot to turn it to.
All right, now go get in your position.
Okay. Does it show me?
Yes,
Okay.
it shows you perfectly.
All right.
Don't step any closer.
Okay.
Because
right
it's like, yeah.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name's Tima Albridrez, and I want to share with you a plan that I just recently got acquainted with. So, in August of this year, Mitt Romney revealed his energy plan that he plans to implement should he become president in the upcoming elections. In this plan, he has proposed an energy independence for all of North America by the year 2020, as well as revitalizing our ailing economy by introducing a whopping 3 million jobs. Plus the fact that this would allow the U.S. to kind of take back energy leadership from the Middle East, which we all know has been suffering for some time now. So the National Journal has been so kind as to sum up Mitt Romney's 21-page plan into 6 vital points, which the Examiner posted in their August 25th article. And these points are: 1, giving the states control over their energy drilling on federal lands; 2, increasing areas of offshore drilling; 3 is approving the Keystone XL pipeline; 4 is assessing the entire nation's reserves of their natural gases and their oils; 5 is just simply making drilling easier by just kind of easing up off of the environmental regulations that have been set on the drilling, the coal, oil, and the gas productions. And 6 is leading the development of green technology to the private sectors. So Romney's plan to introduce more drilling would more than likely reduce our nation's dependence on foreign oil. Plus, it would throw a lifeline to our struggling economy. Not to mention, it would just make foreign policy better. So, according to Joe Wertz, the New York Times reported that Mitt Romney's energy plan, it would end a century of federal regulations on government lands in the U.S., lands that are rich in oil. So it should come as no surprise that Romney's plan has been backed by the billionaire oil and gas tycoon T. Boone Pickens, that's been adamantly advocating for a really long time now that the nation's trucking industry needs to switch over to natural gases. He's saying that that alone would dramatically reduce our nation's dependence and our importation of more than 3/4 of the oil from the OPEC, which is the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries. And that was all reported in State Impact. So, according to the Wall Street Journal, the low-costing natural gases that we could obtain by implementation of this law, it would have the ability to fuel domestic manufacturing. It would cut electricity generation costs, and it would even resuscitate the nation's industrial Midwest, which happens to be where much of our shale gas resources happen to be located. And not to mention, there's the promise of reducing the deficit by as much as 60%. So the Wall Street Journal has pointed out that there's like 4 vital points that we need to assess when we're just determining whether or not we should back this plan. And that's one, that the sad fact that there's just no way that solar and wind energy could meet the growing demands of our economy at an affordable cost. And as of today, they only produce 1% of our energy needs, And it's not likely that they'll produce any more than 3% by the year 2035. So at least that's according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration's Energy Outlook. And this energy production just can't compete with that of nuclear energy and hydrocarbons. The second point is that the low cost of coal and natural gases, it's simply reducing costs, which comes as a huge reprieve in a time when our economy is facing ever-rising costs. So, and these savings, which are estimated at around $264 million a day, they could be put towards the materials and research for the betterment of solar and wind technology, to make them hopefully more cost-effective in the future. And then 3 is this Mark Mills, who happens to be the CEO and the founder of the Digital Power and Manhattan Institute. He's pointed out that accelerating rather than restricting the exportation of hydrocarbons, it can be a beneficial pathway to both greater jobs and for economic benefits for the U.S., as well as just kind of stabilizing the energy prices that are set by a global level. And the fourth point that you should focus on is that the oil and gas boom has been a rare bright spot in the U.S.'s economic slump. And it's created jobs in places like North Dakota, Ohio, Pennsylvania. And according to the estimates that have been reported by the Washington Post, there's something like 600,000 people were employed in the shale productions in 2010. And Citigroup's Daniel Ahn has estimated that these oil and gas productions could boost the U.S. GDP by like 3%, which it doesn't sound like a lot, but it really, really is a great bump for our economy. So the week reported that North America has the potential of becoming a net oil exporter. They're simply going beyond independence and taking back the throne of a world supplier of fuel from the Middle East. So, and then the NPR stated that it can all be made possible when Romney's energy plan allows for oil and gas development in the Atlantic coast as well as in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, which I don't totally agree with that point. But like all government policies, there are some points that are so good, and there's some areas that need to be ironed out once he takes office, fingers crossed. But all in all, I think his plan is a really good one, and I really think it needs the attention of the serious attention of the nation. So I, for one, will be backing Romney and his energy plan at the upcoming elections, and I really hope that you guys do too. Yay!